Welcome to CARICOMP Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
A single company just crossed $340 million in annual revenue, not by selling software to Silicon Valley, but by selling fraud detection to banks, government agencies, and sportsbook operators who can't tell real people from fake ones anymore. That company added more than 31 million in new bookings in just one quarter. And the reason that number should stop you cold is what it tells us about the size of the problem it's trying to solve. If you've ever opened a bank account online, applied for financial aid, or placed a bet on your phone, your identity passed through a verification system. Maybe it worked. Maybe it didn't catch what it should have. According to a Deloitte projection, AI-enabled fraud losses in the U.S. could balloon to $40 billion by 2027. That's up from about $12 billion just a few years ago, roughly tripling in 4 years. The story behind these numbers is a company called Socure, which just reported its first quarter 2026 results showing 62% growth in new annual recurring revenue and a customer base topping 3,000 organizations. Their CEO said it plainly: nation-state actors, synthetic identity networks, and AI-generated deepfakes are now operating at enterprise scale. Not hobbyists in basements. Enterprise scale. So the question running through all of this is, if fraud has gone industrial, has the way we prove someone is real kept up? Start with what's actually being sold on the dark web right now. According to reporting from Regula Forensics, criminals can now buy what are called persona kits on demand. A persona kit is a complete fake human, a synthetic face, a cloned voice, a fabricated digital history, and behavioral patterns specifically trained to pass identity checks. This isn't someone photoshopping a driver's license. This is a manufactured person, assembled from parts, designed to fool automated systems. For anyone who's ever verified their identity by taking a selfie for an app, that same process is now a target. And the numbers back that up. According to data tracked by Stingray, deepfake attempts against verification systems surged by 3,000% in 2024. 3,000%. That's not a trend line, that's a cliff. Meanwhile, the human ability to catch these fakes is essentially gone. According to detection studies from iProve, human accuracy at spotting high-quality video deepfakes sits at about 0.1%. Practically zero. So if you're an investigator comparing a suspect's face to a reference photo by eye, or a compliance officer reviewing a video submission manually, the odds are stacked against you in a way they never were before. That reality is reshaping entire industries. Socure reported that its revenue from prediction markets and sportsbook operators grew 65% last year. Its public sector customer base more than doubled after receiving FedRAMP moderate authorization in March. That's the federal government's security clearance for cloud services. And in higher education alone, identity verification systems have helped prevent more than $1 billion in improper payments tied to financial aid fraud. $1 billion. Federal student aid has become a prime target for identity thieves, and the schools themselves are now on the front line. For investigators and compliance teams, this means the old playbook, run a check, get a match, move on, doesn't hold anymore. According to Gartner, by next year, roughly a third of enterprises won't consider standalone identity verification reliable on its own. One layer isn't enough. You need multiple signals confirming the same identity before you can trust it. And for everyday people, this means the selfie you snap to verify your bank account is being evaluated by systems that are simultaneously fending off thousands of synthetic imposters trying to do the exact same thing. So here's net dollar retention. The amount existing customers spend year over year hit 134%. That means customers aren't just renewing, they're buying more. They're expanding because the threat is expanding. About 2/3 of enterprises now embed identity verification directly into their security infrastructure, according to reporting from Security Boulevard. It's no longer a box to check at onboarding, it's a continuous process woven into daily operations. The real shift isn't about whether a tool can spot a fake face. It's about whether the process behind that detection is documented well enough to survive a deposition. When opposing counsel asks how you verified an identity or challenges whether a match was synthetic, the methodology matters more than the result. Speed of documentation has become the competitive advantage, not speed of detection. So a fraud-fighting platform just crossed $340 million in revenue because fake identities have gone from a nuisance to an industrial operation. Criminals can buy complete synthetic humans off the shelf. And the human eye catches high-quality deepfakes. Almost never. Whether you're building a case or just unlocking your phone with your face, the systems deciding who's real are under more pressure than most people realize. Knowing that doesn't have to make you anxious. It just means paying attention to how your identity gets verified and who's doing the verifying. The full story's in the description if you want the deep dive.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.